Welcome to today's broadcast of North Idaho College Public Forum. The crew is comprised of NIC television students, and your moderator is North Idaho College political scientist Tony Stewart.
Today we have a very unique and special program for us, as usually we're interviewing people on various issues that are political, economic, and social, but today we have entertainment. And I'm very happy to welcome to our program the Harrison Hotshots. They are from Harrison, Idaho. They came into being in 1981, and they also call themselves the Kitchen Band. We have three guests that we're going to interview, and then following a short interview, we're going to have a performance by the 18 members of the Harrison Hotshots. On the program today, to my far left is Farley Lund, who is a member of that group. Next to her is Zella Harrett, and then next to her is Gloria Neff. And Gloria Neff is the organizer or coordinator of this group and is the conductor and director. Gloria, we welcome you and the other guests, and we're very happy to have you in our studio today and look forward to both talking to you and to hear your performance and entertainment.
Thank you.
I'll start with you today, Gloria. Would you tell us a little bit more about this idea? How did it come about? It certainly is a unique group, and I know you're more and more in demand, but let us start with, how did you organize this particular group?
All right.
And why did you do it?
Our group is from Harrison, Idaho, and every year Harrison has an old-time picnic. It's an annual event, and they wanted to get some entertainment together for our Harrison Old-Time Picnic that goes every year. So Ruth Foster, a member of our band, and another girl started to get organized a kitchen band, and she says, come on, let's get something going. So we just kind of said, bring kitchen instruments, let's see what we can do. So we got together, and kazoos and washboards and bathtubs and everything like that, kitchen pan lids. And I had my hands free, and all of the rest of them were playing an instrument, and they couldn't find anybody to keep rhythm. And I said, well, my hands are free, so I can keep rhythm. So that's how I got to be up in front. So they heard us at the Harrison Old Time Picnic, and people come up and said, gee, my grandmother is at a rest home in Kellogg. Would you come and play for her 100th birthday? And then we got heard from there, and that's how it got started. It sort of snowballed.
And now that you have been going for, I guess, in your 7th year, or almost moving into your 8th year, you've indicated that you played for some birthday parties and some senior citizen centers, but you do other kinds of performances too. I know the governor of Idaho was being honored some 2 years ago, and you performed at that particular function and evening. What else do you do, other than the ones that you've identified, other types of performance? I particularly want to let our viewing audience know what you're available for and the type of things you will do.
We have played in parades in Kellogg, Wallace, Pinehurst. We've played for national conventions at the, can I mention a name, at the Coeur d'Alene, the resort on the lake. We've played on a tour boat, the Missionauk, for a convention. We've played Christmas parties, birthday parties, Valentine's, Halloween, any kind of a holiday. We just got asked outside today if we would play at a 25th anniversary party. I won't mention names. And so that's how it happens, is people hear us and then they want us to play.
I would like to also direct some questions to the other members of your group that are here, and then we're very happy to have on the program. Zella, we will start with you. I believe that you're the oldest member of the group. Would you mind telling us your age?
Well, I'm 26. I'll be 27 the 10th of September this year. I'll be 87.
There you go.
Well, you're just a delight to have in the studio, and also you have such energy with the group. Zella, tell us about what this group means to you and why you got involved.
Well, I've always liked music, always liked rhythm. I like to sing. I like to listen to it. So I just got in with the rest of them and enjoyed it. We have a good time practicing. We have just as good a time practicing as we do performing.
Yes,
and we enjoy it. We've gone to nursing homes and have helped people enjoy their own little functions and so on.
Zella also sings with a group in Harrison, and she sings with her church.
That's right.
She has been in music a long time.
And Furley, you are also a member of this group, and would you shed some light on how you became involved and also what your interests are?
Well, I've always been hyper, you know, and I became involved when we first started, and of course I like to get into everything, you know. I'm sort of a, you know.
I guess I'd like to ask you too the question of, since you do perform before groups that are of different ages and backgrounds, today, for example, you performed at a college campus, North Idaho College, and the students at that particular performance were very energetic, and I sensed that you lightened their load. They've had midterms recently, and there was a lot of laughter and happiness. So my question is, what kind of group do you enjoy performing before the most, or are some groups more receptive than others to your performance?
Well, of course, young people, like this group today, seem to receive us very well. And we do, when we play at the nursing homes, we like to bring a smile to their faces, you know. So, you know what it's like in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Someday that's probably where we'll end up. And I think it's wonderful to bring a little happiness in their lives.
To other people. We're going to take a break at this point, and I know that Gloria is going to conduct the group, and you're going to perform for us with several numbers, and I know our audience looks forward to this and will enjoy it. And following that performance, we will interview you some more.
Okay.
Okay, the first number on our program today is going to be Four Leaf Clover. Now then, during World War II, when it first started, Lenore Lomas, our pianist, was in Alaska, and they brought him home by boat under cover of darkness because they wanted to bring him back to the States. And the next two tunes are some of her most requested tunes, because she played almost night and day for those 5 days to keep the spirits of the people up. So we're going to play 5'2". We're ready. All right, the next one is also one of her favorite and most requested tunes, If You Knew Susie. Now we're going to play one of my favorite tunes, Alley Cat. Now we're going to change piano players. Thank you very much, Laura, and we're going to bring Angela Wilson up, and we're lucky enough to have two piano players with our band. Don't fall off the stage. How are you feeling? Let's start with Toot Toot Tootsie. Nice, okay. Now we're going to do one of our favorite tunes. A spontaneous dance started it all off. And Vivian, sorry if she feels good enough, is going to do it for us, so we'll play Mountain Music. Now, we'll play one more. It'll be Ain't She Sweet, just for you. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, you'll probably, and we'll talk about you later, but I'd like to introduce Zella Harrett. She'll be 87 years old this year. She's the oldest member of our band, and we all love her. This is Zella. Thank you, Zella. And that's for you, too. We'll play Ain't She Sweet. All right. There you go. Okay, that takes care of our...
Well, that was just delightful, the performance and the different selections that you gave to our audience. I guess one of the very important questions to ask, because I've had the opportunity to listen to you discuss in advance what you're going to do and to be with you off camera, you don't agree completely on what your favorite selections are, do you? Would you tell us how you do make your choices and what are some of your favorites that you perform in your work the most often?
Okay. A lot of it depends on who we're going to play for. And my band, Furley said, well, she's hyper. My band, their age, they're almost all older than me, but they just wear me to a frazzle. So I like to play some swing tunes. Lenore Lomas, the one that plays the piano, she plays swings and waltzes really well. She plays fast ones too, but I like to get some good swings in. And when I say, let's play Meow and Alley Cat, no, we want to play something that's jivey, and we don't, none of that old stuff that's too slow. So we do a lot of jivey tunes, but a lot of them, like anniversary parties, we try and play Let Me Call You Sweetheart, or something that's appropriate for that. That's how we decide. But I did want to say, you mentioned how energetic our audience was today with the college, and it was great today. The political rally that we played at that you saw us first was one of the best audiences we've ever had. But do you know, a lot of our performances depend on the audiences too. We respond to their response, and we do better if they like us. So, but it's mostly energetic music, because this band of mine, they just want fast music all the time.
Yes, I've noticed in watching your performance, when you have a number that's more subdued and slow, they don't respond the same way that when it's real fast beat. You also have members within your group that stand out and do special performances or dances. Why don't you tell us about one member of your group that is not on the interview today, but she certainly is a real hit, and how you bring that into your selection of pieces.
I have to admit that I am not a director who says, let's do this. It's spontaneous. One of our group, while we're practicing, we have so much fun. And while we're playing, somebody will get up and do a dance, or somebody will hip each other, or just some spontaneous thing, and I'll say, hey, that's great, let's do it in the program. So we pick up on what they do, really. And so we haven't really worked out a routine. So much of it is just spontaneous.
Very spontaneous. You've indicated that you have a hat that you wear that says, I'm the leader, where did the group go?
Yeah, it has two bills, and it says, I'm their leader, which way did they go?
Yes. So I noticed that in your group, there's really a lot of individuality in your performances. I would like to ask Furley, what is your favorite selections for the group?
Well, I like to dance. My husband and I have danced all our life, and we love it. And I like fast music. Oh, Bill Bailey, some of those, you know. And we have played those. And of course, I do like Alley Cat. That's been one of our favorites for years.
Yes, you just have tremendous energy, all of you. Yes. How often does the group practice and get ready for these performances?
We practice once a week. We have a vacation if things are rather slow, so that we don't always play every month, every week in the year. But if we are practicing, we practice regularly every week on Wednesday afternoon. Everybody comes and everybody plays, and we enjoy it.
Yes. I think the thing that I have noticed most about your group, and I think it's a good lesson, this is somewhat a philosophical comment, and that is that you're beautiful examples of how, as one lives in this life and experiences many things, that one can be so positive, and one can find things to do, and one can be so energetic about it. You must be a very good example for other people. I mentioned to some students today, I turned to them as they were enjoying your performance and said, look what is happening. When you retire, look what fun you can have. And they said, yes, this gives us a different insight. Gloria, would you like to respond to that? Do you find that it is uplifting and causes other people to look forward to their senior years?
Two things I wanted to say is almost every member of my band was a cheerleader in high school. Almost every member of my band are people who are involved in a number of other things. They're churches, other organizations. They're just busy, busy, busy. We say, how can we have time to come down and do this band? But then as soon as we get there, we say, oh, we're so glad we came because it was so enjoyable. And another question we have often discussed is, are we active because we're happy, or are we happy because we're active? And we haven't figured out the answer yet, but we wonder about that.
Maybe I should ask Zella that, because Zella is 87, as she's indicated, and it's very important to know what the secret of long life is and to have your wonderful health and energy. Can you give us some insights to why you think people can have such good health if they live a certain way or have a certain attitude?
Well, I think taking things as they come and not complaining about any misfortunes, because everybody has misfortunes, and we all have things to be happy about. Think about the happy things and enjoy people, be interested in them. I started singing in a choir when I was about 9 years old, and I've always found a choir that I could sing in ever since then. So some of these days I'll have to quit, but then I don't plan to until I have to.
Well, I'm sure that's down the road a long ways. I would look forward to you being in this group when you're 100 years old and they can have a special birthday party.
That's right.
I don't believe I'll be there then.
Gloria, we have only about 2 minutes left, and I would like to ask something else to you as the organizer of the group, and that has to do with the enjoyment that you must get as you coordinate and organize this. Don't you get something, a very special personal reward for your work with the group?
I certainly do. Like I said, when I come down, I think, oh, I milk cows, we have animals on the farm, I have a garden, I have a large yard, all of us do. And we say, I don't have time to go down here today and play with the band, and then we go down there. And it's just so enjoyable. And that's another thing about our nursing homes that we go to. We derive more pleasure from them than they do from us. And I know by our return requests, I know they enjoy us. But we get such a feeling, all of us are just radiant when we get through performing for them.
I'm going to have to close the program, but I know that it's been such a pleasure for our staff to listen as we've done this interview, and we thank you for being here, and we congratulate you for what you're doing for others, and we thank you for being on the program. Ladies and gentlemen, our guests have been from the Harrison Hotshots from Harrison, Idaho, and we hope you've enjoyed their performance and this interview. And I would like to invite you to be with us again next week at this same time when we will discuss what we believe to be an important subject. Until then, please have a good week. I am Tony Stewart.
North Idaho College Public Forum can be seen at the same time each week over this station. This production was videotaped earlier by an NIC student crew for viewing at this more appropriate time.